Okay, just a quick look at the engine on a 2000 Boxster with the air oil separator removed. I'm going to go ahead and install that one in just a minute. But if you want to get a look, the bottom of the air oil separator goes right there. On the 2002 and earlier models, it has this rubber piece here, flexible tube that goes onto that. That's one of the hardest parts of the job, is getting that over that opening and actually getting the clamp in place. Speaking of hard parts, we've also got this tube down here that goes on to the lower part of the air oil separator. These can get brittle, and this part here you need to squeeze in order to slide it off. That can be fairly difficult. What else do we have here? I went ahead and took the clamp off for the oil fill tube so I could easily move that out of the way without worrying about breaking it. And the other thing I did for prep was there's one bolt there that holds the oxygen sensor wiring onto the engine. I went ahead and released that, just the one bolt, to make it a little bit more room to work in. Other than that, it's all pretty straightforward. If your air oil separator's gone bad, you're also going to want to go ahead and pull your throttle body out, clean that, and get a look at the rest of the intake to see if that needs to be cleaned up too. Chances are you got a bunch of oil in there. Okay, I've now worked it down into position here. There's a tube straight down there that goes into the crankcase. Got this part here pretty much in position to slide that tube on. The other tubing goes right here. What I'm going to do next is go down below and work at getting that rubber bellows into position, getting the clamp on. I'm going to do that by reaching basically under the transmission mount and up forward. I've got some hose clamp pliers that make that a lot easier than trying to use some other sort of tool. Alright, got this zoomed back for wide angle. I'll see if I can get this in to where you can see what I did. First of all, we've got the rear suspension here. Here's the transmission mount up here. Coming forward over the control arms and axle. Looking up ahead, what do I have? There's the bottom of the air oil separator. And I can't quite reach in there to point to it, but you can see where my pliers go ahead, and it's this thing with the cable on it. The clamp is right where that joins onto that rubber bellows, and I got really lucky. Everything went on perfectly smooth. First try, no problems. So now I'm going to go ahead and release those pliers, and hopefully that clamp is going to stay right in place and everything should be good. Okay, the first time I released the pliers, it slipped upward a little bit and was a little bit crooked on there. But now pulling the oxygen sensor out of the way, you can see right there, it's all fully seated and smooth down there. So the bottom bellows is on, and I'm going to put in the two 10mm bolts that go into the plastic there to hold it all in place. And then I'll go ahead and attach the hoses up on the top side. Here's the throttle body. I just removed it. Really doesn't look too bad to me. Got some definite liquid oil there on the plenum. And as you can see, this one's a little custom. It's a 997 plenum, and it's got the 996 throttle body, 74mm, I think. So this one gets some more air than a stock Boxster. But I'm going to go ahead and get some carb cleaner, clean all that up, and put her back together.